today has been a whirlwind of a fuck storm, and I am just... I hate days like today, man. I hate days to where everything just wants to just fuck you. Everything just wants to fuck you without any sort of lube. So this week seems to be kind of like a common theme. Like, I talked about social anxiety, and then I talked about some body shaming and some boundaries. I've been talking about some things like that because just, you know, typically, I mean, I have a lot of my disorders or illnesses or whatever the fuck you want to call them pretty much managed. You know, it's manageable. But when it all, like, when something happens, it seems to, like, be like a domino effect. Like it just keeps happening. Like, one thing after another, after another, after another, to where I just feel like crawling in a hole and hiding sometimes. There's a whole slew of things that really kind of happened today. Like I was just saying, the whole domino effect. But, really, my morning started... Well, let me just be really honest. I didn't sleep very good last night because yesterday, if you watch my Snapchat, and I don't know if I talked about it in a vlog that I haven't posted yet. I don't even know. But yesterday, this little cat, he can't be more than, I don't know, 6 months old or so. But he's a young cat or whatever, and yesterday he was like hanging out on my patio. Now, I've seen this cat for probably about a month, hanging outside my house, never like in my fenced in backyard area, always kind of on the side of my house or whatever. And I feed it from time to time, not daily or whatever, but I make sure it has some fresh water out there, and you know, I put some food out there from time to time for the last month, but never had gotten like really up close to it or anything like that. It kind of seemed like it was a little bit like skittish, just a little bit. I mean, I guess to be really, really honest, I never really fully like went in because I didn't ever want to scare it away. So I just really kind of wanted to feed it and didn't really care if it just hung out or whatever. I have a friend that has a lot of resources and connections in that industry or whatever. So I reached out to her and told her about it when I first seen the cat, and you know, she doesn't have the space for it or the time or whatever, but which is why we kind of, I was just feeding it, and eventually we would like maybe catch it. They call it like trap, TNR, trap, and then neuter and release if it was feral. So we just hadn't got to that point yet. It wasn't like a super priority because the cat was like hanging, I mean, like, it didn't seem like it was in danger, whatever. So with it showing up on my patio yesterday, I was like, and then it was really friendly, like friendlier than my cat. He wanted like to be rubbed and pet, and he was very lovey and sweet, and really, he seemed kind of clean actually for an outdoor cat or whatever. But because he was so social, I knew for a fact that he had to be somebody's like cat at some point, because he was too social to be just like a feral cat. I noticed that he had a little mark on the back of his leg, so I told my friend, and she told me to get a picture. Couldn't get a picture because he was just so happy to be like cuddled, really. So I just kept my patio door open all day, and he just kind of came and went as he wanted and stayed in the house most of the day. And I was like, oh shit, like I don't have anywhere for him. Like I don't have an extra room, because I was fostering kittens for this rescue that she was affiliated with for a while, and then I couldn't anymore. To be honest, it's a really a lot of work, and I just honestly couldn't do it anymore. Like I just couldn't do it anymore, and I felt like such a shitbag for that for so long, and I felt so guilty for it for so long because it was just so much work. And you know, I give mad props, have mad props and mad respect for those who can do it, and for those who have the time and the patience and all of that to do. But I just didn't have anymore. And it doesn't mean that like this little guy that I found yesterday, I would have cleared my garage. Like right now my garage has tables in it with a bunch of clothes and shit on it that I'm organizing, some to sell, some to donate, some to give away to friends. Like there's just like whatever. So like I have a bunch of stuff out there, and he seemed to like, anyhow, I just didn't have room for him. I just did not have room for him. And I told her that. I told her I didn't have room for him, and she's like, yeah, me either. And that was kind of that. So last night I just kind of, I mean, he's been outside, and he wasn't like, I had to throw him out. Like he was in and out. Like my cat goes in and out. So I just figured he would be hanging out back with her because he did most of the day. And so this morning I get up and he's not hanging out. Like he's not back there. And actually that's why I didn't sleep. I think back to the very beginning of this whole story is I didn't sleep last night because I kept wondering where it was at. And every like time I woke up, I turned the patio light on and look around, and I just didn't see him. So I just didn't sleep good. And then this morning I got up around 5 and looked around the yard, and he wasn't there. And I was like, that's so weird. Like I know it only been like one day that he had done that, but I felt like he had kind of like bonded throughout the day, so I figured he wouldn't go anywhere. Oh, and yesterday I ended up getting him in a carrier and taking him to my friend, and she's like, oh, everything's fine, go over to the vet and check his microchip. So see if it's a microchip. And I did, and he did have a microchip, but it wasn't registered. So make sure you guys register your microchip, by the way. A lot of times when you leave wherever you get the microchip implanted, or the store, or whatever you do, they don't actually register your microchip. You have to do that, and you have to pay the registration fee of like, I don't know, $18 or $20 or something, or whatever. But so he had a microchip, but he wasn't registered. So I'm like, well, okay. And I texted my friend, didn't hear from her back for a while. So I didn't know what to do. When I leave him in the carrier, I didn't know what to do. So that's why I ended up leaving the door open. He was in and out of my house. So fast forward to this morning, I was kind of worried. I didn't see him, and I was kind of upset. And he was such a sweet cat that like, I kind of got a little bit attached. And that's another reason why I needed like whatever to happen, because I don't need to get attached to another animal right now. I already have 3, so I definitely did not need to get attached to another animal. So I don't know, this morning I heard him, and then when I could see, he was in my neighbor's patio, screened in patio, and I thought, well, maybe it's the neighbor's cat, or maybe whatever. Oh, and the night before, we had linked a couple, like, my friend had put it out there, and so many people had linked different things. Like there was someone who had lost a cat. There was a couple people who had lost cats that looked like him. So it was like there were a couple hits maybe. So it was like at this point I didn't see him again, and I was like, oh shit. And he was in my neighbor's, like I said, he was in my neighbor's patio, screened in patio, and I was like, well, maybe he's their cat. Like, at first, I was, like, going to go get him. I was, like, mad, and I was like, wait, they're just doing what you're doing. Like, they're just, like, trying to make sure that he's, like, okay, so you can't be mad about that. And then, again, what if he's their cat? Like, what if he's their cat and he just happened to get out a few times? You know, like, whatever. So, the waiting game, which I don't do good at, I had to wait until, you know, until I figured they were up, and I was waiting, and I was texting my friend, and I don't know, I felt very guilty that I didn't keep him overnight in my house, and I just was feeling all sorts of guilty, and I just felt like a failure today. I just felt like, and it wasn't just that. I mean, there was other things at that point that had led up to it, which is whatever. And then, as I'm texting her and telling her, and she's like, are you home? You know, is he still there? I'm like, yeah, he's still there. And then I had to go places. I had so many things planned today that I had to, like, I couldn't even do because I was so stressed out over this. And then, I left the patio door open just in case, you know, he got out or whatever, I guess. And either he got out or they heard me talking to him across the fence or whatever, because he came running in my house. And I got him, and then he was sneezing, and either sneezed or coughed up something, and I was just so nervous and so worried for him, and worried whatever, and I just wanted my friend to really kind of help me, and I felt like I was a nuisance to her. You know, I felt guilty for even bringing him to her, you know? And it was really hard for me because I feel she's overwhelmed anyhow, and she was really disinterested yesterday, and I felt like yesterday she kind of blew me off, so I was really, like, kind of stressed out, and I was really worried, and, you know, I don't want my friends upset with me, or feel like I'm taking advantage of them ever, or, like, I don't know, so I just felt really upset with myself that I had nowhere for him to go, and that, like, I shouldn't have got my friend involved if I wasn't willing to keep him at my house, I guess, because, I mean, she is my friend, and I do know, you know, her situations right now, so, like, why, so, I don't know, but I also feel like she should have just been like, hey, you know, I can't do this, go talk to so-and-so, or do so-and-so, or, I don't know, so I went and dropped him off to her, and I felt she was very cold to me, and, you know, it could just be my own anxieties, too, which is the problem with having anxiety, and fucking bipolar, and depression, and all the fucking mental illnesses, and all, I mean, it's just, I'm so manic right now, I'm so manic, I just want to cry for no reason constantly, because I feel like I left her store crying today. I mean, she didn't know because I had really dark glasses on, and, you know, I was leaving, but, I felt like almost like I did something wrong, like a scolded kid, you know, and, I've been upset about it all day, and then I see on Facebook later that, the cat was reunited, actually, with its actual owners, and, he had been lost since, in December, and so he'd been lost for over 2 months, and the owner's dog died unexpectedly last night, so it was like a really good, happy ending. Even though their dog died and it was bad, they got their cat back after a couple months the night after their dog died, so it was like so good for them, and, you know, it ended up being a happy ending. And, you know, I feel kind of upset that my friend didn't even call me or text me. Instead, I find out through Facebook, through a thread, that, like, I mean, what more do I expect from someone? You know, this is the problem with mental illness. Like, you get upset, and then I try to, like, instead of always blaming other people for whatever, I try really hard to look at every side of every situation. So then, it's the constant battle in my own brain, I guess, of, like, am I justified in feeling this way? Why do you feel this way? You shouldn't feel this way. Yes, you should feel this way. So it's like such a constant fucking psychotic battle that, like, I fucking hate dealing with. And I don't know, guys. I guess at the end of the day, the cat, you know, everything worked out perfect, and the cat got back to his home, and, you know, everything's fine, but this is life. This is dealing with legit fucking real mental illness. So, at the end of the day, is my friend upset with me? I don't know. I don't think she would tell me, even though she would say she would. I think she would make excuses and be like, whatever. But, also, could it be me manifesting shit that's not, like, really, like, looking too deep into stuff? Because I do that sometimes, sure. So, I'm just having a really shitty day. So, once again, I just want to remind you guys that, yeah, finding yourself is good. And, yeah, I'm a happy bitch. But, shit just sometimes doesn't work out the way you want it to, and sometimes you have a bad fucking day, and it's not all sunshine and roses like all these fucking fake bitches on fucking Instagram and Facebook and even YouTube and whatever. Like, you know, it's not, everything's not always like, hey guys, every day it's not always like that. So sometimes you're gonna see the real shit, and you know, it is what it is, right? Anyhow, that's all I got, guys. I don't want to keep revisiting this. I have stressed about it all day and cried over it. I really just want to go in and roll a fat one up and drink my coffee and just pretty much just chill tonight. As always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Really, like, just chilling and talking, even if it's just to my fucking camera, makes me feel better. It really does. And I appreciate it. So thanks for listening, guys. And be nice to each other, because remember, nobody likes a fucking asshole. Bye, guys.
Give him a kiss.